Welcome back to Pathania, where we're finally past the tutorial shit. Yay!
Great. So can we get back to the movie scenes now?
Yes, we can actually.
You know,
Woody.
for as stupid as the movies are, they do have a lot of fun scenes you could actually make video game moments out of. Just saying.
You're funny, Joe.
No, I mean, I'm serious. I mean, yeah. There are plenty of over-the-top scenes in all three of the Matrix movies that they could have made
Jesus
game
Christ, you got
sections
straight-
out of.
What the fuck?
What?
Okay.
Wait, what?
It's like I'm watching. It's like I'm watching the. It's like I'm watching the Matrix abridged. Like.
The Matrix Abridged series. Wonder if someone's actually made like a Matrix Abridged of the Animatrix.
Also,
But that's a good point also, Pedro. They're essentially cutting away a lot of stuff that could have been interesting scenes and just skip straight forward. The pacing is all over the place in this
I'm guessing.
oh
the
my
Wachowskis are
god, they're really skipping all the way.
I'm guessing the Wachowskis are acting on the logic that if people wanted to see the movie, they just see the movie.
But here's the problem, though, is that they're showing us blatantly action scenes and not allowing us to play them. You know, for
That's true,
comparison's
yeah.
sake, in the Spider-Man
Well, actually,
movie.
Java, we are gonna be able to fight this particular fight against this agent, if I remember correctly, aren't we, Dwibs?
Yes, we are.
Well, I know that, but they're showing us
Why are they showing us the scenes now before we play them?
exactly
idea.
my problem. Look, see, with the Spider-Man movie games, okay, they don't have like the movie. They don't have clips from the movie, but we actually get to play the integral, essential action parts of those movies. Now, granted, we do get to do that here. The problem is, like, there are actually some important action scenes that we don't get to play here.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, when you're doing a movie tie-in game that follows the plot of the original movie, you need to include as much action as you can.
I don't remember this part in the movie. They generate walls in front of you.
So is this
There's
their
another
strategy?
problem.
Is this their strategy? Spoil everything that's going to happen before you actually start the level?
Even better, we don't even get to play it as it properly happened, because like Dwibs said, where are we, Dwibs?
We're in the bit where they
The
have to
building
try
with the
and
black cats.
yeah, they have to try and get out, but the agents discover them.
because Joe Pantoliano betrayed them.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're scored by the agents, and that mouse guy gets killed. And yeah, I'm trying to find a way to get stuff, and I found out I can do that.
Actually, that reminds me.
Okay, here's a bit that actually that didn't last too long anyway. Never mind.
Yeah, that's why I never bothered. Go ahead, Pedro.
You just reminded me of something too. Isn't Pantoliano an Italian name?
Sound like, but it's not that common here in my country at all.
I'll look it up because I'm going to check if he's probably an Italian American or something like that, like, much like Michael Giacchino.
Yes, a wall.
His bio on Wikipedia states that he's actually only American.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Actually, no, Teo. Here on the early life, it says that he was born to the son of Italian American parents.
Oh.
So he's technically Italian American.
Can I talk about how god awful the lighting is in this level?
Yeah.
I mean, I get to say old abandoned house, but even so, even by those standards, I should have more vision than this, surely.
That's why you're gonna fix it later, I think.
So this means basically that that the Wachowskis are bringing in the kind of Italian guy to play an evil mustached guy. Microaggression, hit him.
Tio, you do it. So basically, if we can't get through a door, we have to break down walls that have a crack in them. So basically, we're destroying that silly recurring thing from the 11 era.
Ugh.
The crack in the wall, yeah.
Well, it's not like in Zelda where you need to just bomb all the walls in search for the entrance.
The fractured wall.
Hey guys, you know,
What?
I like video games, and do you know why I like video games?
Because you can actually see what you're playing.
Because they're the most interactive form of visual medium, and that's the key word, visual. How am I supposed to play a game if I can barely see anything?
Yeah, it's like with
It's like I'm playing the. It's almost like I'm going to be playing the video game adaptation of Aliens vs Predator Requiem.
it's
It's
like
kind
with
of
the
like,
cut.
It's kind of like with Enter the Matrix, where the live-action scenes were shot with an annoying filter that makes everything look incredibly dark.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. It's like the cutscenes in Enter the Matrix, like, and it doesn't even make sense because the PS2 can render movie cutscenes better than that. So why the heck are you making it look so dark?
Actually, I just remembered something, Jova. Now that you mentioned that. Dwibs, do you have the Ultimate Matrix collection on Blu-ray?
I've got the complete Matrix Trilogy collection on Blu-ray.
Because back in the day, yeah, that's the one that they sell now. Because back in the day, they actually released an Ultimate collection that had not just the 3 movies, but 2 extra Blu-rays with extra material, and then a Blu-ray about philosophers talking about the Matrix movies and stuff like that. I'm not even going to get into that. I just want to get to the point. One of the special features, I don't know if it's in your Blu-ray, Dwibs, one of the special features of the Matrix Reloaded is that you get to see the live-action scenes of Enter the Matrix. I don't know if you have that as well, Dwibs?
I might do, but this part's long enough, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put my Blu-ray in now and check.
Go ahead and check, because mute your TV and check the cutscenes on the Blu-ray. Why? Because I think I remember the cutscenes in the Blu-ray looking fine, and yet for some reason they look incredibly darker on the actual game.
They look that way because potatoes. I don't really know why.
So yeah, while Dwibs gets that Blu-ray, did you remember being?
You said it was Matrix Reloaded, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Matrix Reloaded Blu-ray as the intro of the Matrix live-action scenes.
Okie dokie. Right, so yeah, it's not like we can commentate much on this anyway. We can barely see anything.
Not just that, these levels are boring to look at.
Yeah.
I can barely see them properly. Again.
I mean, I had to turn up the brightness on my TV while recording this just so I could see what was happening.
Did they make this game with the budget of a fucking potato? I don't
like-
understand this. Why does this game look so bad?
Well, by this point, probably all Shiny had left in their coffers or something.
See, here's the thing. There's a level like this in Sonic Adventure 2, only here's the thing. It's supposed to be dark and murky there because that's part of the level mechanic.
Forgot, which one it is, Jova?
The one where Eggman's on the Ark for the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
However, you can actually adjust your TV settings to help out with that.
Well, actually, Jova, are you talking? I'm guessing you're talking about the Dreamcast version, because if I remember correctly, they
No,
fixed
it's
that in
also
the game.
that. No, it's also like that in the GameCube version.
Oh, is it?
Remember.
I'll have to watch Johnny's review because he actually does talk about that. I'll have to.
The difference is that it's supposed to be like that because that's part of the level mechanic being in the dark.
Sure. I'm after this, I'm gonna watch Johnny's review for the sake of reminding me.
I just know because I played the GameCube version, so yeah.
No, I've played both. I've played both versions. It's just that I haven't played the Dreamcast version in a long time because I played the version.
Yeah, I'd love to see Johnny play these kind of games.
I don't think he even cares about the Matrix in general.
Yeah.
Not that.
Well,
so...
he did Saw. He hasn't seen Saw.
Did he? Oh.
It was a long time ago, Dwibs, though. It was also for tying in the story arc with Tails all. Here we go.
So, Dwibs, any progress with that?
Almost on the menu screen. Problem is, Blu-ray discs have to load really long. It takes a while for Blu-ray discs to load, so.
Well, yeah, that Blu-ray was made back in the early days, so I'm guessing it's still one of those early Blu-rays.
Yeah, well, anyway, we've beaten up agents and,
Wandering alone in the dark.
yeah.
Which is a better game than this. Both versions.
I wonder if any of the other, because I'm playing the PS2 version, I wonder if any other versions of the game had this issue.
Lighting issue?
I don't have the Xbox version, so I cannot talk about that. Was there a PC version?
The Xbox version would be fitting considering it's all black and green.
Yeah. Was there a PC version of this, Dwibs?
There might have been, and yes, the cutscenes of Enter the Matrix are on my Blu-ray.
Go ahead and check them. Because if I remember correctly, they actually look fine on that Blu-ray.
Which one?
Just check the first one. The one that takes place.
yes, the
one that
first
takes place in the logos, because that's one that's darker. So obviously that's the
Okay.
best test. Just like the first one.
That's alright. I'm on it.
Let's see that this is a little, closure on the Enter the Matrix playthrough.
Yeah, yeah. It's lit just as well as the movies.
So why the fuck does it look like that in the game?
Bad compression.
Because
But the PS2 is perfectly capable of handling movie files. That doesn't make any sense. Hell, let's not forget, Teo, the PS1 had fucking Wing Commander 4 on it. So what's the PS2's excuse?
And also Star Wars Rebel Ass too.
Yeah. So it makes no sense.
yeah, it's the potatoes. That's the main reason why.
Also, got a lot of how the guards are complaining that our walls are appearing out of nowhere.
So what you're telling me is that the Wachowskis shot the cutscenes just fine with the same equipment that they used for Reloaded, but Shiny fucked it up somewhere.
Also, Neo, your British accent was showing there.
Oh, there you go, Dwibs.
This is why I don't like the use of sound alikes.
Well, sound-alikes can well, the idea is that sound-alikes are supposed to sound alike, and normally when
god awful sound alikes.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, you know, a good sound-alike actually does the job properly. I mean, heck, I dare.
Yeah,
I've always said
I'm gonna argue.
they either don't sound like they're actors at all, they're horrible acting, they have horrible acting performances in general, or both.
Yeah, I would argue that the Kingdom Hearts 2 pirate sound alikes were better than this.
Yeah, James Arnold Taylor actually does a good impression of Johnny Depp.
Well, impressions are kind of his thing. I mean, he does Obi-Wan's voice both old and young. I mean, I haven't heard his Alec Guinness impression, but because I don't remember hearing his Alec Guinness one. But his Ewan McGregor one's alright. You know, I kind of wish I sped up this part because, like, you know, I've been speeding up through the whole game. So
Yeah, Dwibs, that's why I decided to decide what to let you edit and what not.
It's the Michael Bay argument. If you cut out all the superfluous shit, then the movie would be 5 minutes long.
yeah, well, that's kind of nearly true for the most recent Transformers film.
I would argue it's actually also applicable to Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon.
Wait,
What about the
hold on.
Ninja
What?
Turtles movie?
I only saw the first one, and I haven't seen the
Out of the Shadows was
Yeah. Out of the Shadows was actually pretty good. Anyway,
unfortunately no one saw it. So
because of the first film stinking up stuff.
Honestly, if you ask me, it's for the better.
Well, honestly, it was a better movie, but yeah, I will acknowledge
Oh,
that that's the
congratulations,
first
you're
movie's
getting Dora
fault.
the Explorer now.
Why can't you get your grubby paws out of kids franchises, Michael? What?
I'm just glad that
here we go. I'm turning up the brightness.
I'm
because-
just waiting a Michael Bay's live action version of Barbie.
And now everything looks like a fucking. It looks like you're in the fucking. What's the word for it?
Is this the speed up theme
No,
from...
Sonic CD US.
That's what I was about to say. This sounds like Sonic US's speed up theme.
Spencer Nielsen.
Yeah, Sonic CD Speed US's speed up theme, aka the
Someone-
the one that doesn't annoy the heck out of me.
One of these days, I have to show you the Echo soundtracks because we need to. But Spencer Nielsen has done other stuff, you know.
I prefer Echo
Sonic
2's
it's Sonic
soundtrack.
related, so of course that's going to be the more famous one he's related to.
I know.
It's like a Richard Jock.
Again.
The Echo 2 soundtrack.
Yeah, me too. I like Echo 2 soundtrack. It's just Echo 1's is.
Yeah, Echo 1's soundtrack is
Remind me, which one's APOC again? Oh yeah, he was that guy who first gets killed by Cypher.
Not like this. Not like this.
That was the other one. He just goes Trinity, and then he dies. I wonder what he was gonna say there after that. Was he gonna confess his love for it before he died?
Then I was like, Trinity, you're flat as a board.
No, they'd be like Trinity, I love her.
Hello.
I love how what's the name of the chick in the white dress?
Switch.
Yeah. I love how Switch looked like she was drunk.
Maybe she was. I don't know.
Must we see this every time we finish a level?
Yes, we do.
It's like in Destination Adventure, where we have to see Snowy get up, then lie back down every time a level ends, because
Also,
that's riveting somehow.
I think there's another edit that Tio had me do here, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Alright.
I wonder if you use the extra Sonic Boom soundtrack.
Which Sonic Boom?
The Sonic Boom theme.
Oh, from Sonic CD or...
Yes. From Sonic CD US.
Joe, remember what soundtrack it's from, then you'll understand why I didn't use it.
Well, yeah,
No. Sonic CD US. That's what I said.
Also, Jova, I only said.
Oh, right. I got it confused. Sorry.
The actual song Sonic Boom.
Also,
Well,
Jova, I only.
I like that song, but I don't think it. But for editing this stuff, I don't think it fit enough. So
I only decided the timestamps with Dwibs should edit in. I don't know what songs he actually used.
I know, that's
Sure.
why I was asking Dwibs.
yeah, I like to surprise you guys.
My problem with that song is that I find the singer doesn't sound so unenthusiastic, like Sonic Boom. Like I kind of prefer the Crush 40 / Cash Cash version.
Have you heard the ending version?
I don't like both versions honestly, because I much prefer the Crush 40 version because Johnny actually sounds enthusiastic when singing it.
I can't see shit.
Like, it's even affecting.
Hell, if you ask me, the Sonic Boom, that cover of Sonic Boom is basically a great formula for Sonic songs. If you ask me, Johnny singing and Cash Cash only doing the instrumental part. There you go. There's the formula right there.
Anyway, basically now we're doing another new thing for the movie. We've teamed up now with Trinity, Switch, and APOC, and we have to try and find a way out of here.
Yay!
It's too thick. Even a grenade wouldn't open this.
Sam Riegel.
Sam Riegel? I know, right?
I'll check the voice casts. IMDb.
They dragged poor Sam Riegel into this, didn't they?
See, before Sam Riegel actually got into big projects, he was just known as a guy who was in a lot of stuff.
And he was doing the stupid King from Blue Dragon 2 years after this.
And was also doing this before Tristan in Yu-Gi-Oh!
And eventually he'll do Dark Jiro from an alternate dimension / anime.
But don't worry, it'll get better for him because starting in 2008, he would get one of his greatest roles ever. Starscream.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say something else.
I don't know, Joe. I kind of prefer Steve Blum as Starscream.
Oh yeah. Me too. But Sam Riegel was a pretty good Starscream. You know, it does kind of show that originally War for Cybertron was made well before Prime, but at some point Hasbro decided to have Prime be a continuation.
APOC's voiced by a different actor, Dempsey Papillon.
Whoever he is.
Let's just call him Discount Sam Riegel.
Although, funnily enough...
Hey, Joe, babe, it's the same guy from Planet Eternity.
Oh my god, baby.
One of the agents is voiced by Fred Tatasciore.
Really?
Ha! Wow.
Fred.
Fred Tatasciore, he was Megatron in War for Cybertron.
Fred.
Even one of the... Well, it's just a minor role, but the voice actors for Cortana's in this game even.
Fred, go get advice on picking projects from Frank Walker.
Oh, Joe, but guess who else is in this game? Albeit again as a minor role, but still. Lex Lang.
Well, I'll be.
And Nika Futterbird, aka the voice of Styx, and Asajj Ventress voices Switch in this one.
Great.
Jesus Christ, this is like the starting point that a lot of...
So Maru Maru is voicing a chick in a white dress here.
We have Bane, voiced by Gideon Emery, the Merovingian by Robert Atkin Downs.
This is like a high school reunion for a high school that everyone who came from it wants to forget.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, wow. Everyone has to start somewhere.
Those bills aren't gonna pay themselves.
Alright.
Now what do I do?
Why are those people just standing still? Like...
We needed to wait.
Because animation costs money, Jova.
It's like they were waiting.
For this gate, we needed to wait the soldiers to apply the plastic explosive.
Yeah, I get that, but there wasn't
hey,
even.
Jova, look at the bright side. At least the Wachowskis didn't decide to go with cardboard cutout visual novel cutscenes.
What are you referring to? Something cool?
Pay fence drive.
Yeah. Could you imagine, Dwibs, if all the cutscenes in this game were done in visual novel style, like in Fair Fence Ref?
Actually, it wouldn't be as gross to look at.
True.
Return to Apox, switch in Trinity before detonating explosive. Well, I can't now because the. So you told me to go back to them, yet you won't let me go back to them.
We were tricking you. It was totally worth those few seconds of you running towards the staircase to turn it into a wall.
Thanks very much for that game. I really appreciate it.
Oh great, now there's an agent as well.
Mr. Anderson.
No matter.
He's not supposed to be Smith, is he?
No, he's
No,
not.
it's not.
It's just that Smith is the only agent who actually has a character, so...
So what are you supposed to do with
Smith's got more character than the
Most of the humans, yeah.
But so yeah, basically we have to fight the agent.
I never got. Why did the machines take such a specific interest in
yeah, we
Smith?
can't just kick him off the ledge because.
No. The machines didn't take an interest in Smith. It's just that the thing about Smith is that Smith is an agent who became sentient and
rebelled.
Got tired of living trapped to the Matrix and wanted to be free. So
this was before the machines revolted and caused the whole humans being in the Matrix, right?
This is a typical sci-fi trope of the android / computer program / robot / whatever.
Basically, we have to keep fighting this agent until the game decides to have mercy on us.
I get where they're coming from on that.
The point is, this has been done in science fiction since the fucking beginning of this fucking genre.
I get where they're coming from on this. It's just, doesn't it feel a bit redundant? I mean, isn't like the Matrix a thing because of a whole robot revolution in the first place?
It's even just that, Jova. It doesn't make much sense that Smith wants to be free because, remember, Smith is a piece of software. How would he even get out of the Matrix? But then in the sequel, they established this ability that he has of somehow copying himself. No, it's not just that. Like he copies himself into a person who's about to go through the telephone back to the real world, and he takes over that person's real body. How the hell does that work?
And yet, for some reason, in the third and final film, his plan is to just remake the Matrix. Like, wasn't his whole plan supposed to be to, just try and escape it? Nope, I just want to do some redecorating.
You can't transfer software into a human body. A human body is nothing but meat and liquids. You can't put software in it. That doesn't make any sense.
And again, Pedro, is there any reason why he abandons his goals of trying to be free in the third film? Like, he just remakes the Matrix in the end of that film.
That's just the thing, Jova. The Smith possessing Bane. Or is it Bane? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Bane, yeah.
The Smith possessing Bane is only one of many Smiths, so it's not like it even makes any difference.
So he could technically just be free. In fact, that was his whole goal.
The point is, the Matrix is stupid.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think I sped it up. Actually, I just cut it out.
It's stuff like that.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's stuff like that clearly showed that they didn't plan beyond the first film.
You know what stuff like this is giving me flashbacks to? This whole thing about us unlocking powers mid-gameplay that could have been useful. Yeah, exactly. This is giving me Other M flashback.
Yeah.
Neo, you're authorized to use this power.
So Nintendo and Team Ninja didn't learn from the Wachowskis.
I mean, that's the weird thing, though. It's like, well, other Metroid games at least gave a good reason why we couldn't use the power-ups more often than not. They got broken off of that very brittle suit. Like, seriously, so much as for a Rocket Samus since she loses all her power-ups for the most of the game. But in Other M, no, you have to wait till they authorize you to use it.
Yay.
More on when we'll get to the game.
And that was the reason no one got a Metroid game for 7 years.
Thankfully, we have Metroid. Thankfully, we have Metroid Prime 4 coming up.
Yeah, and
sorry,
Mercury
sorry.
Steam finally got their knack at a Metroid game because Mercury Steam is a developer who's very passionate about Metroid. And their recent remake of Metroid 2 is so awesome.
You know, who's doing the other Metroid Prime games? You know, 1, 2, and 3.
We still don't know.
Well-
Which again begs the question: what the hell? What the hell is Retro, and what the hell are they doing?
Retro were the ones who did the original 3 Dwibs.
Yeah.
I meant who's playing them for the chat.
Oh, that. I'm guessing Jovo.
We'll see.
Because I was wondering if I could do 4 when it comes out, since it's a first-person shooter, and
We'll look into that when we get around to
Well,
that.
actually, Joe, the developers of that series prefer the term first-person adventure.
Originally, Darkstar was
you
gonna.
shoot things. It's a shooter.
Originally, Darkstar was gonna do
Well,
that,
by
but
that-
nowadays,
Well,
Yeah.
by that logic, this game is a shooter.
But this isn't in first person, though, is it?
well,
what
third
the hell-
person.
shooter.
What the hell does that have to do with anything? If it's
Well, Call of Duty has stuff where you don't just shoot.
Yes, but just because it's in first person, that you can do first person stuff aside from
No,
shooter.
you don't get what I mean.
Look at Bioshock, for example.
Wait, are you arguing that this is not a third-person shooter, Dwibs?
Well, I'm arguing it's boring.
Oh well,
No
and water is wet.
Debs. No one would argue with you on that.
Are you sure about that? Well, maybe the developers of this game.
I don't think even the developers think that
But
highly
Shiny
of this
Entertainment-
game nowadays.
the-
Do they
the
even
Shiny
exist still?
Yeah, I don't think the Shiny even exists anymore, do they?
Yeah, maybe the remnants of the people who are still in the games industry, if they are in the industry.
The sad part is that David Perry made the Mega Drive Aladdin game, which is an awesome game.
Yeah, I really don't get why people hate that game.
Wait, people hate that
Oh.
game? Since
People
when?
apparently prefer the SNES version because the
Not
Mega Drive
really.
one is
The concept-
too hard.
Not really. The consensus is that both games are good. It's just that the Mega Drive one is more faithful to the movie, if anything, because not just because it has actual animation from Disney themselves, but because, for example, the SNES game doesn't have the entire soundtrack. It doesn't have Prince Ali, for example, whereas the Mega Drive one has the complete soundtrack and also has the overall more interesting gameplay. But basically, just watch the Console Wars video of the two games.
Oh, I
and
get that.
you-
It's just like, well, you see a lot of people talk about how, oh, the Mega Drive one is way too balls to the walls hard, and like, oh, Aladdin uses a sword when he doesn't really do that in the
Dwibs,
movie.
Dwibs, we need you to wake up.
Nah, sorry about that. Anyway, so that was part 4 of Path of Board, and join us in part 5 where we continue our excursions into playing the first movie.
See ya.
See you
Woohoo.
then.
See ya.